Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about sex with Libra, and yes, it does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people, first thing I'll look at as far as sex and Libra goes, well, Libra is the sign of the scales, as many of you may know. It's a sign of balance. They like to have their balance in there as far as sex goes. If there's something that Libra does that might be a little bit kinky, if they're in the dominatrix and dominant submissive role or what have you, they may like to take turns and go back and forth with it. Libras also, during sex, I see Libras wanting things to be a refined atmosphere, things, environment that's very aesthetic. Libra is about peace, and they like to be around peaceful surroundings, generally speaking, I think, when during intercourse. And as far as Libra, is they in sex, they Libra, to me, I would see them, I think, along with Scorpio, as on average probably having sex about the earliest on average, because the fact is with Libra, relationships figure so prominently in their life scheme. They just need to feel that completeness by having someone else, and in general, and often that's going to involve sex. And in Scorpio, because just their general erotic nature, just because their sex urge is just, I think it's the strongest of all the zodiac signs. But as far as Libra goes, well, Libra as well, I mean, the thing about it is, I think I could explain this well through a story. That is something that occurred that involved me actually. At one time, I was acquainted with somebody that had Libra rising, and the thing about it was she wanted to see me and wanted me to come out there to where she was at, and I had procrastinated. Imagine that, Cancer Sun with Taurus rising, right? Well, the thing was, there were a lot of time went by, and I didn't go out there. And what happened was she said that she had, I guess you could say, like a liaison or something, or interlude with someone. And I think the thing about that is what that basically it kind of it kind of sums up Libra's manner as far as relationships and sex goes. The thing about it is Libra will not wait around too long for you, because what it is Libra, as I stated before, is so relationship oriented, and of course sex is often involved with that when you're dealing with a significant other or what have you, or somebody that you're going to have a connection with. Sex is often going to be involved with it. And the thing is, Libra, it's not so much that it's because that their sex urge is that prodigious or that big. It's just the fact that they need that other person to feel, to have that full completeness with them. In Libra too, really, as far as the erogenous zones, well, that for Libra can be the lower back and the butt area are the two areas where they can become more aroused, where it's where they feel, I guess you could say, they get turned on, where their libido might increase. And anyway, as far as another thing, as far as Libra and sex, well, Libra is about compromise. And the thing too is often Libra will acquiesce to what their sexual partner wants, in order to sometimes just to avoid a confrontation. Libra is not known to be combative, really. And the thing too is, keep in mind though, at the same time, Libra may not be that combative, but they could still be aggressive and assertive in matters connected with relationships. Aries falls on the seventh house cusp in a natal or solar chart for Libra, so that is something to consider. And I think another thing that is interesting with Libra too is that Taurus falls on the eighth house cusp, often in a solar or natal chart for Libra. And what this could mean is, well, even though they're not compatible by sign, Taurus might be a person that could satisfy the sexual needs for Libra. Taurus can, of course, can be very earthy. They're very sensual and demonstrative, and can provide Libra with what they want that way. But I think a lot of that is, I mean, keep in mind wherever Taurus is placed in a chart shows what you do on a consistent basis. And when you have Taurus on the eighth house, that is something that indicates to me that sex could be a very strong, consistent need for Libra. Not because there is erotic as, say, a Scorpio, for example, but as I stated before, it's because of that need to have that connection, which often does include sex. So Libra as well, I mean, they're a sign that, I mean, they will, I think, even though Libra is a sign, okay, they're about, as I stated before, about the peace. They're really about peace and harmony, and they may often stay in a sexual relationship for maybe a little longer than they should, because they don't want to deal with the confrontation. But at the same time, keep in mind, Libra is about justice as well. And if somebody is not being equitable or being fair on their end, or they're not giving what they need as far as sex goes, well, at some point they will take off. And keep in mind, as I stated before, Libra will wait around forever for something. So I think if they're in a sustained relationship with somebody and the person is not satisfying their sexual needs, and then at some point they will take off because of that, and in most cases. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for sex with Libra, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about sex with Scorpio. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.